Hi guys, I'm Coasty and I gotta teach you how to make JSON files and how can you use it in your website as a small database. Anyway, what are JSON files? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. JSON is like a small database where you can store data. Anyways, here I am gonna show you an example how JSON works and how you can make them. Think you have a small database where you store your user's username, password, ID, and is he an admin of the website. But how will you make the database without any server clients like MySQL, Firebase, MongoDB, etc.? So, how to make it? For that, here comes JSON. Think JSON like a small database where you can store your which can be read by the browser without any server software. You can use JSON directly from JS as an object, or you can make a file with .json extension and fetch it in the JS file. To create a JSON file, simply create a file with .json extension. Yup, you have created a JSON file. Now let's add data to it. First, create a Let's add a data. Our first data is on boolean. To add in data, first give it a name and separate it by a colon and give it a value. Also add a comma if you are going to add a new data. Next, to add a string, add a value in double quotes. Let's add an array. To add an array, add opening and closing brackets as the value. For adding data, you need to make a new object and add values to it. As default, the first value will be indexed as 0. Just make new object for more values like this. And also don't forget to add an comma at the end of each object. But how to fetch the JSON file in the website? For that, let's make a HTML file and a JS file. In the HTML file, I just add the boilerplate code and I added the index.js file and I opened it in the browser. In the index.js file, I made a constant which has the part of our JSON file. Then I made async function that to fetch the JSON file. The function has a URL argument which will be our part. Then we will have two await constants, one for fetching the data and other for passing it as a JSON. We will pass the URL as the URL in the fetch function. For now, let's log the data to the console. You see here that we are getting the response as an object. Inside the object we have the data but in the alphabetical order. If you see the JSON file, our values are same. If we change the data, the values also change. Our array's first data is indexed as 0 in the output. Let's make three constants which will take our corresponding values in the JSON data. If you see here we are getting the values from the data as we get the value from the object. If you see an object structure, it is same as an JSON file. In the end, JSON is as same as a JavaScript object. Let's log the values to the console. Our boolean is in green color. Before adding any changes, let's give logs a name. Our values are just same but not for an array because we are calling the array in the template. Now it is okay. So how to get a single object in the array or print it one by one? For printing it one by one, we can use for loop or for each loop. For now I am using for loop to print the values one by one. We will have an index as 0 as default. Then we will have a condition that checks if the index is less than the length of the array. For now we have the length of 3. If the condition is true, it will execute the code inside and increment the index by 1. Else it will break the loop. Then we will have a constant which will get the object indexed by the index variable. Then we will log the object to the console. Let's save that. We got each object in the array. To get each value in the object, we need to do the same thing we did to the values from the start. But we need to specify the object as the object. We got the right values. And let's print the array in the DOM. It is the same as we did before, but don't forget to add plus equal after the inner.html. Let's save it and see the result in the browser. We got a result in the next video we will show you and in the next video I will show you how to make a simple blog website using JSON as the database. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye bye.